If Loki was wrongly accused and he never took the devil fruit passed down by the giant royal family, then we may have an idea of what happened to it. Hello, I'm Straw Hat Lucas, captain of the Eternal Dawn, and today we have a very spicy theory for you. So, lock in. Everyone has been under the impression that Loki committed the crime of patricide to achieve his dream of becoming the sun god. Although he claims to be the sun god now, we technically have yet to see any devil fruit abilities at all, nor do we know the name of his devil fruit. But that doesn't mean he didn't eat a devil fruit if it had been replaced. 20 years ago, King Harold desperately tried to change how the giants interact with the world. Then 14 years ago, he made one of the worst, yet one of the best decisions of his life. In search of peace, trade, and alliances for the future, he offered the devil fruit to the world government, and in return, they would no longer try to gain control over his kingdom of giants. The government accepted the deal because the fruit that the royal family of Elbaf had passed down for centuries was the Hito Hito no Mi model sun god Nika. This explains why it was just a legend even to the Gorosei, how it had remained outside of the government's reach, and why it ended up in who's hands on its way to Marie Joie. It is our belief that god fruits, by their own will, have a designated tree they return to grow each cycle. For the sun god Nika fruit, that would be the treasure tree Adam, growing in the heaven or the sun realm. Since this is the case, other giant tribes should be guardians of other Adam trees where other god fruits return to grow. It's kind of like a nuclear deterrent. And for that matter, so should be the ancient weapons. But since Luffy awakened the sun god Nika fruit and the Lucia's destruction, world stability can no longer be maintained. That said, let's go back thousands of years to the beginning and try to explain how we got to this point. A very long time ago, someone or something very powerful tipped the scales towards darkness and destruction. Although gods are known not to intervene in worldly affairs, the true nature of a world is to maintain balance, lest it be destroyed. So, with the help of the four gods of creation gathered in the forest, the breath of new life appeared, giving humans and the world a new hope. Upon the trees of the forest, quenched by the rain, under the sun, and up from the earth, seeds sprouted and fruits were born. All the fruits were special, but some even more so, and some even more so than that. Some could read the hearts of men, some imitated the elements, and some took inspiration from all that thrived in the sea, land, and sky. But some were so divine that they needed to be watched over and could only awaken when the time was right. When the voice of all things rings out like the sound of a bell and can be heard as a prayer or a wish. Gods of the sun, rain, earth, and forest chose one fruit each to represent them and passed on a portion of their divine power and will to create 4 god fruits. The 4 we know of regrow each time on the Adam trees. It has always been kept secret by the royal families since ancient times, and every Adam tree may not be in giant territories. Some could be guarded by other special races. The one in Elbaf is called the Jewel Tree Adam, and Jewelry Bonnie is the only person to turn into the sun god other than Luffy. So I'd say Oda left behind some hints that are coming together. The sun god is a treasured jewel, and how the treasure tree Adam got its name. We know the sun tree Eve carries light to the deepest and darkest of places, and the Adam trees are very strong and inherited God's treasures. So, what about the Tree of Knowledge? The one in Ohara was destroyed, but I believe it will grow back somewhere else or possibly in the same spot. The tree is also known by other names, the Tree of Life and Death and the Tree of Good and Evil. So no way is it gone for good, plus there's more than one. Most of us know what happened with the Tree of Knowledge in the Bible, but I want to tell a different story. Shortly after devil fruits were created, the Tree of Knowledge produced its own unique fruit that could rival all 4 god fruits combined. The Fruit of Lost Knowledge, also known as the Forbidden Fruit, only contains knowledge and truth, neither good nor evil. but once eaten, it does not remain so harmless due to human nature. Knowledge itself is power, and it can lead one down the path of extreme ambition. There's no difference between right and wrong in the consumer's mind anymore. They only crave more, becoming a slave to greed and chaos. The fruit has the ability to pass on the tree's memories of lost knowledge to the user. Then it returns to grow and accumulate knowledge once more. But according to legend, since it's so unique, there are 3 truths that may describe the person it chose. Truth 1. Truth never sleeps, so it need not awaken. 2. Yin, yang, and chaos. Born free, we are 3. And 3. To share knowledge, one can teach. This unique devil fruit could be the first devil fruit that Blackbeard ever ate, meaning most theories suggesting that he ate 3 fruits should be correct. But since it only grants the users lost knowledge, it's not something you can really see. It could explain so many things, like why he knows so much more than everyone else. He should even know how to read a poneglyph. Oda even said in an SBS that if Teach had a different position in the crew, he would be the crew's archaeologist. He should also understand the Will of D, black magic, ancient technology, the use of each and every devil fruit, and how to consume more than one. Anything seems possible. If it existed in the past, then he knows about it. It also fits with Oda's naming of Teach. Teach essentially means to share knowledge, which he also did with his crew by sharing devil fruit powers. I believe Emu could be the last one to eat the fruit of lost knowledge before Blackbeard, explaining why their existences seem so entangled. But if Emu wasn't the last one, then the most likely candidate is Rox D. Zebek. Either way, Emu, Blackbeard, and Zebek seem to share some sort of dark history and taboo dream. As for the gods' fruits, the forest god ensured their cycle of rebirth would only occur on the strongest of trees, and dispatched guardians with long lifespans, great vitality, and strength to watch over them. Knowing all that but not believing in his ancestors' words, Harold betrayed his own nature and duty, trading it to ensure what he thought would bring peace to his home and guarantee the government would never covet his kingdom of giants again. Then finally, it was given to Who's Who for transport. But on the way back to Marie Joie, Who's Who was ambushed by the Red Hair Pirates, and it was stolen. Could there ever be such a coincidence? Shout out to Randy Troy for helping 3-Day cook this next bit of the theory and proving that Shanks will never beat the allegations. We wouldn't rule out Shanks and Scopper both having a hand in what transpired from the beginning, behind the scenes, by manipulating Harold. If they knew the secrets of the Godfruit cycle, then it could have been something Roger asked them to do. Also, they could help usher in the golden era of piracy that Roger himself began, and to ensure a new sun god would awaken in the next generation. Evading the world government once again, the sun god fruit, Roger's undying will and dream, fell into the hands of sweet little Luffy, like it was all just destiny, or maybe a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you very much. This was our first theory video on this channel. We have a couple out there in the YouTube sphere. All you have to do is look up Straw Hat Lucas or 3-Day Trip or any of the other Eternal Dawn members to find those videos. But we wanted to bring out a hypothetical for our first theory, something that kind of touched base with a little bit of everything that's going on in the current events of the story and touching on some of the more prevalent mysteries like Blackbeard and Emu as well. I do find it very interesting, the idea of a knowledge fruit. I'm one who believes that Emu gained the power of all knowledge of the mortal world through a deal with the devil, and that is how they are using the black magic they are using. I had a very popular theory known as the Faustian deal theory, or the most terrifying One Piece theory ever, I think is what the title on YouTube was. Something very clickbaity. But nonetheless, if Emu had that eternal knowledge, then maybe they themselves were the ones who crafted this fruit of forbidden knowledge, so that if something ever happened to them, their knowledge and their power could be passed down to someone they trusted. This could be the treasure of Marie Joie, even. Or what Zebek did to make him such a wanted criminal is stealing the fruit that was, well, Emu's failsafe. But yes, once again, I've been Straw Hat Lucas, captain of the Eternal Dawn. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell icon. We have a lot of spicy stuff coming in the future, and make sure you join us every Sunday for our chapter discussions when chapters do drop. We'll see you at the next sunrise.